Okay, students, coming to the class. So in this sessions, we'll discuss about the circuit breaker. Okay, so circuit breaker. So circuit breaker. So circuit breaker is a protective device which can open or close the circuit under all conditions. Okay, that is a no load, full load, and fault conditions. Okay, so under no load, full load conditions, okay, and fault condition by manually or remote or automatical. So if the fault condition is there, okay, so it will automatically open. So circuit breaker is a protective device which can open or closes the circuit under all conditions. We can say that is a no load condition, full load condition, fault condition. So under no load conditions, that is when the full, no load or full load condition, okay, and fault condition. So if the fault conditions, it will automatically open, automatically open, or in the normal working condition it will have to manually, okay, and automatically recloses after fault is clear. Okay, so these are designed to operate manually at no load conditions and automatically under fault condition. Okay, so there are the different types of the circuit breaker. So based upon the classifications, we are having the, so based upon the type of service. Okay, so based upon this type of service, we are having the indoor, outdoor. Okay, so we are having the indoor, outdoor circuit breakers, and based upon the interrupting medium. Okay, so based upon the which type of medium we are using. Okay, so based upon the interrupting medium. Okay, so based upon the interrupting medium, so we are having the oil circuit breaker. Okay, OCB, oil circuit breaker. Next we'll having the air blast circuit breaker. Okay, so air blast circuit breaker. Next we are having the SF6 circuit breaker, and we are having the vacuum circuit breaker. Okay, so based upon the interruption medium. So if you are using oil, then it will use it for, that is a oil circuit breaker. If they're using the air, that is the air blast circuit breaker. If they're using the gas, that is the SF6 gas, sulfur hexafluoride, that is the SF6 circuit breaker. Next we are having, if you are using vacuum as a medium, that's a vacuum circuit breaker. And another we having the classification, that is based upon the type of break. Okay, so based upon the type of break, that is a single break, and we are having the double break. So if the only single movable system is there, that is a single break system. If the two mediums is there, okay, so two mobile and one is there, okay, so one fixed contact, then it is the single break system. Okay, next we are having the type of action. So which type, that is a automatic or manual operating. Okay, so based upon the operation, so that is the one is the automatic, so one is the automatic and second is the non-automatic, so we can say that is the manual. Next we are having the, so based upon the method of control. Okay, so based upon the method of control. Okay, at which type in, okay, so either remote controlling or direct on, so that is we're having the types. So remote control, and we're having the direct control. Next we are having another classification, that is the based upon the type of tank construction. That is the, here we are having the circuit breaker to interrupting medium, to store the interrupting medium, so in the tank. Okay, so either in the oil, if you oil, air, SFC gas, or vacuum pressure. Okay, so that is the based upon the type of tank. Okay, so type of tank we are having the one tank for all poles. Okay, so one tank, so based upon the tank construction, that is the one tank for all poles, that is a single pole, three pole, that is a, Okay, so each depend upon the phase systems. So one tank for the all poles, and next we have the separate tank for each pole, for each pole. Next we have in the classification, that's the based upon the type of operation. Okay, so type of operations we have in the gravity. So we are having the gravity open. So we have in the gravity open, gravity close type. Next we have the third one, that is the horizontal brake. So mostly we are seeing different types. So mostly we are talking about the only oil circuit breaker, air blast, SFC, vacuum. But according to the operation, tank, action, so they have different types. That's the, we have to know about the which operation will be done at the circuit breaker, SFC circuit breaker, air blast circuit breaker, vacuum circuit. So here the different types of operations we also have there. Okay. Next we will talk about the working voltage. Okay, so how much working voltage is there? Okay, so based upon the voltage rating, so we're having the low voltage circuit breaker. Okay, so low voltage circuit breaker, high voltage circuit breaker. So voltage, low voltage means, so it will up to 1000 volts. Okay, it will up to volt at the 1000 volts. So the beyond 1000 volts, okay, that is a high voltage. So we can say the 11 kV and above 11 kV. Okay, so we are talking about the based upon the classifications we are having the, so again we go to the recap. So we'll type of service we have in indoor, outdoor. Okay, so based on interrupting medium. So by using which medium, okay, we are interrupting the arc, that is the oil circuit breaker, air blast circuit breaker, SF6, vacuum circuit breaker. Next we are having the type of brakes. Okay, so single brake system or double brake system. Okay, so based upon the action. Okay, so based upon the actions we are having the two types, that is the automatic, non-automatic. Next we are having the based upon the control. Okay, method of control we are having the remote control, direct control. Next we are having the classification based upon the tank construction. So we are having the one tank for all poles, separate for each pole. And based upon the operations we are having the gravity open, gravity close, horizontal brake. Okay, so these are the types we are having. And another type we are having based upon the voltage, we are having the low voltage circuit breaker, high voltage circuit breaker. So first we'll talk about, so what is mean by arc. Okay, so in the previous class some of the students asked, okay, so what is meant by arc, how the arc is the cause is the how in the fault. Okay, so how it can be cause the fault in the healthy section to fault section. Okay, so here is the, let us the considering the, here is the one line. Okay, so here is the transmission line conductor. So this conductor is flowing the, so 100 amperes of the current. Okay, so if the 100 amperes the current is flowing, so suddenly, okay, so due to the, here if the suddenly if we remove the contacts if open, okay, suddenly if we remove the contacts open, so what will happen, due to the air surrounded by the conductor. Okay, due to the air surrounded by the conductor, so due to the, what will happen, so here is the ionization process. Okay, so at the type what will happen, here the ionization process occur. Okay, so due to the ionization, what will happen here, totally the ionization, so the current, okay, so that flows to the, in the form of wave. Okay, so it will in this form of this the current is changes to the in the form of arc. Okay, so it will goes to the surrounded air and will ionize the total. So it will act also as the one of the current carrying conductor. Okay, so act as a current carrier. Then, so if the moving, so current due to what happen, if the sudden movement of the conductor, okay, so what will happen here side also on it. So these will be in the form of flash. Okay, in the form of lines. Okay, lines of force. So it will be occurred like this if the arc is up. Okay, so due to the what will happen here, high amount of heat and temperature will come. Okay, so due to that what will happen, it will the air, okay, the air is act as the conducting medium. Okay, so this will be shown in the form of vapor. Okay, the ionized air act as a conductor, and the arc is struck between the two conductors. Okay, so that will the arc is struck between the
Bro,
two conductors. Okay, though arc is struck in between the two conductors. Okay, so we have to remove the arc. So if we not remove the arc, what will happen if we separated the conductors, and so we are assuming that so there is no fault current in between the line. Okay, so what will happen, so due to the heavy current flow in the line, so what will happen due to this, the current will be flow like. Okay, so we have to evaporate this arc. Okay, so by using the external force, that's why we are using the one other equipment. Okay, so forcefully we are placing the one medium, that is the non-ionization air. Okay, so here
यार
non-ionization air we are using, so that is nothing but the arc. So we have to quench the arc. So remove the arc, we are using the different medium, that is the oil, gas, okay, and vacuum. So based upon the medium we are having the classification. Okay, so based upon the video, if you have the oil, that's the oil circuit breaker. If you're using gas, that's a gas circuit breaker. If you're using vacuum, high pressure vacuum, that's a vacuum circuit breaker. They're the different. Okay, so based upon the arc quenching medium, we're having the classification. Okay, so this is about the introduction to the circuit breaker.